Hey guys, D1scos here. This is my spoiler review of the original Resident Evil movie from 2002. So if you haven't seen the movie at all, I would recommend watching spoiler-free review. Um, I will warn you though, I couldn't really talk much about the movie, so bear with me in that video. I probably could have talked about it a little bit more than what I did, but I'm new to this, so bear with me, please. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the spoiler review here of pretty much how the movie starts. The movie starts with somebody. The movie starts with somebody just they're mess in a hazmat suit. They're messing with a green thing and a blue thing, um, liquids in these canisters, right? So they're messing with it. They end up putting them in this briefcase. They toss a blue canister a at this table. It breaks open and it starts like dripping into the ventilation system, like into the vents, the air vents. And this person just leaves, right? He leaves. He knocks into a guy. He's leaving. He cuts to the people. They're all doing whatever. The computer system of this lab immediately detects biohazard something's wrong. Starts shutting down the doors and stuff. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. There are a few people trying the elevator. It's not. I mean, they die. There was one person that gets decapitated, though. They didn't show it, of course, but there was a person that got decapitated because she was trying to wiggle out of the elevator. The elevator started moving. The camera system, for whatever reason, started making it move or something. I don't know. It just started moving. It moved down. She didn't die, but she was scared too. And then it shot up. And when it shot up, it knocked her. Obviously, it killed her because she was stuck in the door. And then, her head hit the top of the shaft. Yeah, she died. And then from there, it cuts to a girl waking up in a shower. The shower current's on her. She's on the ground. It does like flashbacks of bits and pieces of things happening. She has like some guns in this drawer with like a passcode. Um, so that's how, yeah, she's just walking around. She hears a noise, right? I believe she turns power on to this like mansion thing that she's in. It's not the mansion from the game, obviously, but she's in a mansion. Um, these There's like a police officer that shows up that's walking towards her. And then a bunch of people are like they're sort of holding these like they're doing the classic thing in like Call of Duty games where they connect that harness thing to the helicopter and then go down. They were basically in that, but they were coming in through the window, but they were like sliding into the windows and breaking them. And they're wearing like these hazmat things. They're taking the police officer and the girl hostage, basically. Well, they handcuffed the police officer. The girl they just kind of leave alone. They go to a train. They all get onto this train. They find a guy eventually. They put him in the train. Him and the girl are like members. They work for Umbrella, but they don't remember anything. The train takes them somewhere. Um, the train, goes. They get to this destination. It's revealed that they are underneath Raccoon City at this thing called the Hive. The mansion is in Raccoon City, and the Hive is like the lab we saw earlier. So they go in to do with everything. And this is, oh god, I can't believe we're talking about this movie. It was so bad. So they're like walking through just to like check everything. They're going in. They're trying. They think the computer went rogue, so that's like what they're trying to do. They end up at a door. They are trying to get through. The door sort of locks itself in. They trigger some type of self defense mechanism. So a laser comes out. Everybody ducks. This guy loses his fingers, except for this girl. This one girl. There were two girls with them. I'm all over the place. Sorry. You have the three people, right? The girl, the police officer, the guy they found the train. Those three are sort of like they're not like the soldiers. There was one girl and then this other guy. It seemed like they were a couple. It seemed like they were dating. They stay behind with the police officer who's still in handcuffs. The girl and the other guy, they're with one of the soldiers at this computer room, and then the other 3 or 4 soldiers, including like what seems to be the leader guy, are in this room. So the girl that was in this room with the laser, she gets decapitated. She's dead. And then the guy who lost his fingers, the laser's coming out. He's trying to get up to the ceiling, but the laser moves up as he's jumping, and it cuts him in half. The the sort of leader guy, or at least the guy who's kind of presented as the leader, he manages to barely survive because it hits this. He gets up all the way on the roof and it cuts part of his gear. So then he's standing there by the door. He's waiting for the laser that's coming out. The laser changes to this diamond pattern where it's just diamond patterns everywhere. He realizes he's dead. It cuts him. And right when it cuts him, like right when it's done cutting him, the guy working on the computer gets the doors open. He shuts everything down. And the girl Alice, I don't know if they mentioned her name yet, but Alice is watching it, and she watches the guy just fall like apart in pieces because it cut him in diamonds. Very bad CGI, honestly. It was terrible. So the soldier the soldier that they're with and Alice, well, the soldier's like talking about how someone needs to go in there and connect this thing to shut off the computer, because again they still think it's the AI of the computer. The guy wearing like normal clothes stays behind. I can't even remember his name, honestly. Steve, or no, it wasn't Steve. Sven. I don't remember his name, honestly. I really don't. I don't remember his name at all. They said it a few times, but it was like towards the end. And I honestly, I'm sorry, I can't remember it. I'm sorry. But yeah, so Alice ends up going in to help him. They shut down the computer. And then it cuts back to the police officer with the other 2 soldiers, and yeah, they meet a zombie who bites the girl, and they are shooting it. It doesn't die, of course, but they're shooting it, and then they basically, and then Alice, the soldier that guy that was with them, and then the other dude, they come in. They go over there to like sort of group up with them. They tell them that the others aren't coming because they just died to a waster. So then from there they go to. They're trying to get this door open. When they get it open, the guy who is sort of shown as like the boyfriend of the last soldier girl, the last like girl, the last girl that was a soldier. He gets grabbed by all the zombies. He dies. They eat him alive. He dies. He's dead. It's over. They basically are getting overrun by zombies because there's so many. They end up like back at they end up trapping themselves in this room. They're not sure what to do. Alice turns it back on the AI to have it help them. The AI gives them a route. So then they go down to sort of the sewer area to escape. The girl soldier, can't remember her name. I can't really remember any of their names besides Alice because she's the main character. She gets bitten a lot, like a few times in this sort of sequence. And at one point, they're on these pipes, so they can, because they were told to go on these pipes. She's just like letting the blood from her hands drip at the zombies, and she's like being whatever about it. So then from there, they are going. The soldier, not the girl, but the other soldier, the last guy soldier. He's the pipes kind of give out on him, so he falls into all the zombies. He manages to get up the pipes. He shoots one zombie. He's yelling at everybody. He's yelling at Alice and all of them to go. It seems like he's about to shoot himself, and say he shoots the zombie. He leaves. They showed the lichen earlier. They showed the lichen again. After he leaves, and then he's just gone. Like he's off frame doing something. They all end up in a lab. Alice remembers that this is where they have the cure. Alice is also remembering bits and pieces of stuff. The police officer's sister was a zombie that attacked him at one point. That was earlier though. I don't know how important that is, but whatever. When they're in the rooms of the labs, Alice reveals to the police officer that she was the contact her sister had. So obviously the police officer is blaming her for death and all that. Alice is trying to say, though, it's not me, it wasn't me. Like this was a big misunderstanding. Like I didn't have any control over the thing, over what happened. So then while they're there, Alice is trying to find a cure is trying to get the antivirus for the girl because she thinks it's the cure the girl soldier that's bleeding a lot, probably barely alive. But what ends up happening is instead she can't find them because it's revealed that the guy in normal clothes, it's revealed that he took it. He was the guy at the beginning that took it and left. He put that on the train, so it was on the train like right under their noses. Apparently, he was married to Alice, and of course, it was cutting back to like them them banging, them just having sex for whatever reason. He's, he ends up blocking them. He's of course yelling at them. He's threatening them with the gun. A zombie comes up, bites him. After that, he ends up locking the door and leaving. The computer, they're like, they got away. The computer literally just goes, not quite. The computer just lets the computer, I guess, I don't know, did something with the lichen. The computer somehow got the lichen, like either knew the lichen was in the room where the train was, or somehow sent it there. It's not really stated. Lichen straight up kills the guy when he grabs the stuff. He like grabs the antivirus. He's like wrapping this stuff around his arm. He doesn't quite get the virus. Lichen kills him. Lichen like evolves, so it's basically stronger now. So that's fun. And then instead of killing the girl soldier, which is what the computer wants, because the computer's going to keep talking to them, Alice throws this axe at the computer screen, and the soldier who fell with the pipes, he shut off the computer because it like wasn't letting him into this room, so he's fine, he's okay. So then they get to the train. Alice is gonna take the antivirus and the virus. The T virus is what they called it, because of course it's the T virus. Her husband, I guess, or boyfriend, soon to be husband, he's a zombie. She kills him with the axe. They get onto the train. She puts the antivirus stuff into the girl soldier. The police officer puts into the other soldier. The girl soldier, like, basically, they make it seem like she died. She didn't die. So that's cool, I guess. They're driving full speed. They're going, the lichen is back. It rips open. It's like trying to rip open the door. It ends up ripping over the door. It grabs the soldier driving the train, which was the guy soldier. Can't remember his name, sorry. Obviously. Just straight up takes him, right? He's dead now. It then comes into the room where the other three are. And so Alice is fighting. Alice is like trying to fight it. Alice is shooting it. Well, it's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of a overused trope, a little bit, but it does the thing. They did the thing where she fires the pistol and it shows the bullet in like slow motion going into the lichen. The police officer, for whatever reason, in this train, there was this net thing that was holding all these like metal pipe things. So the police officer grabs that, throws at the lichen, which obviously hits him. And then Alice ends up stabbing its tongue. Like, she holds the tongue down with one pipe, stabs it with this pipe that was, like, kind of broken, so it had, like, a jagged edge. And then she's yelling at the police officer to open the door. The police officer can't because the girl soldier is now a zombie. Cool. He ends up shooting her in the head. He hesitates for a bit, but he ends up shooting her in the head. Then he opens the door. Lycan goes flying out. Somehow the Lycan got caught on fire when they were flying it out. I'm not sure how that happens. But yeah, so the train goes, ends up, the train is going. Alice looks at the girl soldier because she was like basically Alice was wanting to save everybody. Everyone just died except for the police officer and herself. They end up back at the, so now we're at the end of the movie. Well, we've been at the end of the movie for a bit. It's kind of slower paced than this, but like when you're just talking about it, it's easy to just like, just spew off it, obviously. But yeah, they end up back at that mansion. They're walking through. The police officer and Alice they seem like they're gonna tackle Umbrella, like they're gonna like deal with Umbrella sort of thing. The police officer's basically, he's not, well, he is a police officer, but like he's a part of he's a part of other corporations, right? His plan, it was revealed when they saw his sister, but his plan was to go in and like, I forget if it was investigate or just like take something from them, which is why his sister was in there. His sister's contact was Alice, right? That didn't work out, but they were getting eavesdropped on by the guy that became Alice's like sort of husband or boyfriend. They both had rings. In case you guys were wondering how that all worked. So, his police officer's sister been dead for a while. There was also, I skipped over it because it's not really important, but Alice is just kind of like wandering. This is way before they turn the computer on. There's these zombie dogs that she shoots. Alice is also a badass in this movie. She's like kicking zombies in the face and like she's literally punching hitting zombies in the face. She's just shooting the zombie dog. She's shown as a real badass in the movie for some reason. And all the other soldiers, no one else was shown as much of a badass as she was. So I don't know what that was about. Probably because she was the main character. But yeah, so they're in the mansion. They're talking about how they're gonna tackle Umbrella and all that stuff. A bunch of guys with hazmat suits walk in. They take him. They take the police officer because the Lycan ripped on his arm, so he's like mutating. They strap him to a table. They're going to put him in the Nemesis program. So they take him to do that. Alice is like beating up all the guys in the hazmat suits. They end up taking her because they're trying to see if she's infected. So Alice wakes up. She's back in the facility. They're talking about how they're going to reopen the hive, because of course they were. And she's strapped to this table. There is, she rips out, like, all the stuff in her. And then she's up at the, it's like a see-through, like, window, like glass thing. She's seeing a mirror, but obviously on the other side they can see her. And on the other side is, like, computers for, like, the room she's in and a chair. You see a zombie walk past or something. You see something walk past. It was moving like a zombie. I'm pretty sure it was a zombie. Alice ends up breaking out. She takes a lab coat because when she was like on the table when she woke up, it was literally she had these two like pieces of paper basically wrapped around her. So she grabs a lab coat. When she gets out of the cell, she doesn't really know where to go. She ends up leaving, straight up walking out. There was not a single soul in this building. Just nobody. She ends up walking out into Raccoon City. And Raccoon City is deserted. I mean, the only way I could describe it is, well, it's not deserted in the sense of Resident Evil 3, because if it was deserted like Resident Evil 3 would, be on fire. It would be on fire. It was abandoned more so like Resident Evil 2, but it wasn't raining or anything. I believe it's raining in that game. I'm not sure though. But yeah, so he goes in and is like, so like she gets out, she's walking around, it's abandoned. They show a newspaper that's just randomly on a stoplight on like, it's on a light pole randomly. And Alice, of course, doesn't see it, but you as the viewers, it shows you it. It's talking about how there was there was a zombie out. They're basically talking about the zombies, so I'm pretty sure that's why it was abandoned. She finds a shotgun just in a police car, and she grabs the shotgun. And she's just standing there with the shotgun. She obviously pumps. It's a pump action shotgun, so she pumps it, And that is literally how the movie ended. That it's also weird considering that like the girl soldier was talking about how when she like got out of there she was gonna get laid, and then like on the Ella said something about like kissing her or something in the about like something about like I could kiss you right now or something like that, or I if you weren't in fact I could. She said something. I could be wrong, but I thought she said something about kissing on the train. They didn't. They never kissed though, of course. But yeah, that movie was super weird. She was also wearing a dress similar to Ada. It was like, good old Ada Wong. It was, well, Ada's dress was a lot different, but it kind of reminded me of the dress Ada wears in 4 that has the flower pattern that actually got added to WWE not too long ago. Same, got added when Joe got a Revelation 1 outfit, which is pretty cool. Except obviously it didn't have a flower pattern. It was just that same like style of red dress. I This took me 21 minutes to just spew. I literally just spewed out the entire plot of the movie in 21 minutes. Dang. I'm surprising myself today. But yeah, honestly, the movie, it's not terrible. It's kind of good to like laugh out. I'm curious about the others because I'm curious like if they show what happened to the police officer because they just strapped into a table. I'm also curious if in any of the future movies, because I do plan to watch them all and make a spoiler for like a review and opinion, and then my spoiler review and opinion. I know it probably would make more sense to do it from like modern movies, but like when am I gonna get the chance to watch these again? Like I probably won't get a chance to watch these again for a long time, so I'm taking my chance now. I figured I'd film it so you guys could, I don't know, get free content that way. But yeah, I'm very curious about. I'm definitely gonna watch Apocalypse and the other ones that I can watch. I'm gonna try to watch them all, just so I can finish this saga. I I'm just nervous though. I'm a little nervous about the future movies, if I'm being honest, because this first movie from 2002 was very bad. It's very cringy. It's got very bad CGI. It's terrible by today's standards. But I know that people don't like these movies, and no one really talks about them, which is kind of why I'm doing this. I just wanted to see for myself what it was like. And yeah, after that first movie, I don't. I'm excited to watch them all. I hope it gets better, but God, the first one is so bad. I'm gonna keep rambling though if I don't end it here. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. I really hope you guys enjoyed my spoiler-free and spoiler videos on this movie. Um, Please leave some suggestions of movies you want to see this for. Please give me some improvements. Tell me if you even like this. I enjoyed making it because it gives me an excuse to like watch movies that I haven't seen before, and then I can kind of spew stream of conscience, get my thoughts on it out, which is nice. Just talk about it. I always like doing those movies, so I'm happy to do this. Expect to see the other Resident Evil movies come to this eventually. Expect maybe some other movies in the future. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, I enjoyed making it. But if you guys enjoyed, this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell, do all the extra for garbage. It helps us out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.